With the upcoming release of Gigantamax Snorlax in Pokemon GO, that brings the total number of Gigantamax Pokemon that we've ever had up to 8. And I will say that when it comes to Gigantamax Pokemon, they are pretty neat, and overall, I think the Dynamax battle system is actually a lot of fun, but I will say that not a lot of players are actually interested in it. So for this video, I want to talk about why I believe Gigantamax Pokemon is a huge missed opportunity, and I really do hope that when Scopely Inc. takes over Pokemon GO, that they will make positive changes around these very special Pokemon. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. Hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be talking about Gigantamax Pokemon. This is definitely something I've talked about in the past, and I really do think that overall, this bears repeating. I really want to talk about the missed opportunities behind Gigantamax Pokemon. So, this system has been out for a while now. Dynamax Battles are something that a lot of players are familiar with at this point. They populated Pokemon GO with a whole bunch of points of interests, and I do think that overall Niantic did a really good job with the system. It's actually a lot of fun if you engage with it, but I will say it is very much resource intensive, and not a lot of Dynamax Pokemon are actually that relevant. Some of them are actually pretty good, some of them will require a whole bunch of trainers, and in a lot of ways, this is a good way for you to get free-to-play legendaries. That's something that you should not ignore. And for a lot of players, that is the main motivation for why they engage with the Dynamax battle system. But I will say that when it comes to Gigantamax Pokemon, they are some of the most unique Pokemon in Pokemon GO. Some of them are, I don't know how to say this, they're very unique. Like, for example, Toxtricity, which we got last year with the Wild Area event. It's very interesting as a Pokemon, but if you were to Gigantamax evolve it, it turns into essentially a completely different Pokemon, and overall, I think there's a lot of things they could have done with this. There's a lot of potential behind Gigantamax Pokemon that is currently not being met. As of right now, the only reason why you would engage with Gigantamax Battles to get Gigantamax Pokemon is so that you could use those Gigantamax Pokemon in more Dynamax Battles and Gigantamax Battles. But that's pretty much it. There's no reason for you to get Gigantamax Pokemon at this point. There's no in-game benefit. I really do think this is where Niantic needs to create a lot of changes, because Gigantamax battles are incredibly difficult. You need so many trainers, you need a lot of resources to spend, and if you do not spend those resources and you do not have those players around you, then you're just simply not going to be able to complete them. That's one of the big drawbacks with the Gigantamax battle system. They've been having these Gigantamax battle days in order to introduce these Gigantamax Pokemon, and if you're lucky enough, you're gonna see a whole bunch of trainers out there and you're gonna have the numbers that you need. But the way that Gigantamax battles are currently set up, it does require quite a lot. I would argue that you actually need to dedicate more resources to Gigantamax battles than you would, let's say, legendary raids. So I think because of that, there is just a lot that goes behind becoming top tier with Gigantamax battles. And that effort doesn't feel rewarded. It doesn't really feel like you're getting a lot for going through all of that effort, because when you catch a Gigantamax Pokemon, you don't really get anything out of it. You just get another Pokemon in your collection that could get itself a very special form. That's pretty much it. There's no in-game benefit, they don't give you any kind of boost when it comes to raid battles and gym battles, and using them is no different from using their non-Dynamax counterpart. Like, if you were to get a Gigantamax Lapras, for example, you can't use its Gigantamax form in Team Go Rocket battles or raid battles or in PvP. It's basically going to be no different than a regular Lapras. That's something that I feel like has caused a lot of players to not feel motivated to actually go for some of these Gigantamax Pokemon. And sure, there is quite a lot of people out there who do care about the Dynamax system, and when it comes to these Gigantamax battle days, it's a great event for players to engage in if they have nothing else going on. And I totally recognize that there is a dedicated group of players who will always counter anything I say negatively about Dynamax battles and Gigantamax Pokemon. But let's be real here. There's just there's no motivating factor for the common player to engage with these difficult battles. And I don't even think there's an achievement medal for it. So yeah, Niantic really hasn't given much in terms of rewards. They haven't given much in terms of incentives. And I think that's the huge problem with Gigantamax Battles. So yeah, even though we're getting Gigantamax Snorlax pretty soon here, I do think that it's going to be a very interesting weekend. A lot of players are going to try to get themselves at least 1 or 2 Gigantamax Snorlaxes, but I really feel like this is a huge missed opportunity. Just imagine if Gigantamax Pokemon gave you some sort of bonus when it came to raid battles. I feel like there would be a lot more players who would be interested in doing these Gigantamax battles. You would certainly see a lot more player engagement with this new system. You would certainly see a lot more people strategizing around them. You would certainly see a lot more people actually caring about this aspect of the game. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like that is the case. It just seems like this is just a side quest that is completely optional. And maybe that was Niantic's full intention with it. Maybe they just did not see it as something that was a long-term thing. It was just meant to be another side activity. But I still feel like, even though it is a side activity, there should be some sort of gameplay benefit. I really do think that it is something that Niantic has done pretty well in the past. Like, anytime they introduce something, at the very least, it would give you some sort of positive benefit. For example, Party Play and Buddy Adventure. Those are two very much side activities. You do not need to engage with either of them, but if you were to engage with either of them, you would get slight bonuses when it comes to raid battles and gym battles. I think that's something that has actually attracted some players to engage with those systems. Like, for example, with myself, with the Buddy Adventure system. Anytime I get a Pokemon that I know I'm going to use in raid battles, I will try to get it to best buddies as soon as possible, because if I were to use it in raids and have it as my buddy, I get those 2 extra levels, and sometimes it allows me to solo some legendary raids. You know, there's just all these little benefits that actually feel rewarding for when you go through the entire grind. But yeah, that's the one thing that is missing right now from Gigantamax Battles and the Dynamax Battle system. So yeah, it's like I said, I really hope that when Scopely Inc. takes over, they're going to give this a second look, because I promise you, if they were to actually give players good incentives to engage with Gigantamax Battles and go through the entire grind of the Dynamax Battle system, it is something that they could definitely create some revenue with. I think right now, it's just something that is not necessary right now. I don't know how to put it in the right way. It just feels like it's just a side activity, and yeah, it is fun. It is quite fun. Like, I actually really like the Dynamax Battle system. It's just really unfortunate because there's no reason for me to do it. That's really what it comes down to. So yeah, this is just some stuff I wanted to talk about because I was looking forward to this weekend's Gigantamax Snorlax Battle Day, but I don't know, at the same time, I just felt like it was kind of a waste of time. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a video about that and see if other people agree with me, or maybe the sentiment is completely off. Maybe this is just something that only I feel. I really do not know, but yeah, if you disagree with me, I would like to know your opinions. Definitely share them in the comments below. I could be completely off base here. Maybe the Dynamax battle system is actually the next big thing, and I'm just not seeing it. Maybe that's the case. I really do not know, but if you happen to feel that way, definitely share your thoughts in the comments, because I would really like to know what I'm missing here. And yeah, let's have a great discussion around it. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget the notification bell on top of that so that you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel, if you want to support everything that I do, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon, because that's going to be the best way you can help my content. If you become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon GO friends list, so that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon GO with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.
진솔아와 함께해